Another Ralphie Radio Show exclusive on 97 BHT. You probably know her better as Meredith Grey from, of course, Grey's Anatomy. Thursday nights at 9 on WNEP. Ellen Pompeo on the Ralphie Radio Show. Hello, Ellen.
Hi, Ralphie.
And, of course, hello to everybody else listening here in Scranton.
Joe Biden's hometown.
That's
Yay.
it. You got it. Yeah, usually I say Scranton and people say The Office or Saturday Night Live, but you are actually the first celebrity surrogate that I've spoken with that has actually referred to Scranton as Joe Biden's hometown.
Yay.
So congratulations, Ellen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty. Now, of course, Ellen, you're my fellow Italian, my fellow paisan. I got to ask real quick, because you're out in L.A. Is L.A. like New York in the sense that there's good restaurants of every variety, or is it hard to find good Italian food out there?
It's really hard to find good Italian food out here, I have to say. There are a couple of restaurants that I sort of frequent all the time, and everything else is kind of not worth it.
See, it's interesting that you actually will admit that you go to restaurants all the time, because isn't it easier for the paparazzi to catch you than, like, eating and...
You know, I'm pretty lucky. I've done a pretty good job at making them think I'm boring.
Good job.
They
Congratulations,
leave me alone.
Ellen.
I guess I am pretty boring. All I do is go to work. If you don't sort of dress up and have the latest handbag and the latest shoes on, they're not really bothering with you that much, because that's what they like to sell the magazines, because it's all women who buy them.
But, of course, you're doing more than work, because you're also campaigning for Senator Obama. I believe you've already been on the campaign trail in North Carolina, right?
Yes, I am finding the time, however tired I am, to participate in Barack Obama's campaign, because I'm very inspired by him.
Well, you know, the paparazzi actually kind of helped cause out a little inadvertently not too long ago, because you were photographed wearing a Hope shirt around L.A., so people knew you supported Barack Obama. Now, when you're approached by people and you're asked to speak about Barack Obama, why you support him, what do you say?
You know, it's not even policy so much, even though I could go on about that. The character of who he is, I think, is so important. And the fact that he rose to prominence with his own scholastic career. To be the first black president of the Harvard Law Review is a huge accomplishment.
Right.
And it just speaks to how he lives his life. You know, he sort of does everything the best he can do it. And not only that, but I don't know many people who, after finishing Harvard Law School with those kind of student loan bills, wouldn't go take a high-paying job at some, fancy law firm to make that money and pay those student loans back.
Right.
Instead, he went to the south side of Chicago to work for the poor and middle class who had nothing, and he wasn't making any money doing that.
Ellen Pompeo here on 97 BHT. Just to play devil's advocate here, a lot of people would say, well, yes, that the story of Barack Obama, even to this point, is absolutely amazing. He has defied a number of odds and has had many great accomplishments, but so has Senator McCain. So how do you differentiate the two?
Then you want to talk more about policy. One of the things that the Republicans and John McCain say that personally bothers me is, we want victory in Iraq, victory in Iraq, victory.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to Walter Reed Memorial Hospital. I visited with some troops who have come back from Iraq. And they have lost limbs. They have traumatic brain injuries. There are 800,000 American soldiers, 800,000, who have come home alive, completely disabled. Another 5,000 American soldiers have died in Iraq, and countless other, I don't even know how many innocent Iraqis have died in this war. I don't know if there's such a thing as victory in a war. You ask the mothers who have lost their sons and daughters, and the fathers who have lost their sons and daughters, and the mothers and fathers who are going to have to raise their grandchildren because their sons and daughters are disabled and in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives. I don't think that they would consider anything that we do from here on out a victory. There's no such thing as victory in a war. Nobody wins. So, this whole fighting and sort of notion that we have to somehow fight. We can fight all we want. Nobody wins in war.
Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. That's right, Ellen Pompeo on 97 BHT. Now, coming up, of course, Ellen falls into that higher tax bracket that would be taxed more by Senator Obama's plan. Does she agree with it? Also, is there going to be an engagement soon on Grey's Anatomy? You'll hear exclusively from Ellen about it in between now and 7:40 on the Ralphie Radio Show. Back with Ellen Pompeo, of course, Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy, a Ralphie Radio Show exclusive on 97 BHT. Ellen, of course, is supporting Senator Barack Obama. And, Ellen, a lot of people are talking about Senator Obama's tax plan and whether it will raise their taxes or not.
He's only going to tax you if you make more than $250,000 a year. I fall into that bracket.
I'm very
yes, fortunate to fall into that bracket. And here's what I say to people who pose this question. And it's a legitimate question, absolutely. To those of us who have been given a lot is expected. And John F. Kennedy said that
right.
a long time before I did. And I think it's true. And I think that this is the only time in our history where we have gone to war and the president has lowered taxes. That's like buying a new house and quitting your job.
Right.
The war in Iraq is costing us $10 billion a month. $10 billion. The Iraqis have a surplus. We're losing our homes, and our American families can't feed their families and can't pay their mortgages, yet we're spending $10 billion a month in Iraq. Someone has got to pay for this war.
Right, and Senator Obama has alluded, obviously, to the fact that there's going to be some tough decisions come January 20th, and that the American people are going to be called on to make some type of sacrifice. Ellen, have you met Senator Obama?
I have met the senator.
What words were exchanged between you two?
I was invited to one of the earlier fundraisers at Oprah Winfrey's house in California. And before I went in preparation for that, I had read both of his books and to educate myself more about him. And then I went and met him in person. And, you know, there's just something about him. He's vibrating on a different level. His thought process and his energy is it's something it's not ordinary. He's not your ordinary.
You're almost at a loss for words. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's unlike anyone I've ever met before. Just extremely intelligent and thoughtful, and he's called by a higher power. That's the only way I know how to describe him. It's more than just a great story. You know, I always say, like, I'm a great story. You know, I was a skinny little Italian girl from a side street in Boston.
Waitressing.
Got a couple of lucky breaks, and boom, I'm on a big TV show.
Right.
I'm a great story. Did I work hard? Yes. Did I starve and, you know, get lots of disappointments? Sure. But Barack Obama's so much more than just a great story. It takes a lot of work to do what he did. It's part of his whole essence of how he lives his life.
Ellen Pompeo, you know her as Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy, Thursday nights at 9 on WNEP, on 97 BHT right now. Ellen, I got to switch gears on you just for a quick second here, because one of your co-stars, Patrick Dempsey, alluded to some type of engagement for Dr. Derek Shepard and Meredith. Do you concur? What's going on?
Oh, you know, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about that. We're filming episode 10 right now. And as far as I know, Meredith and Derek, because I think once they get engaged or married, that's kind of the end, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. It's like in drama, in television drama, what else is left? I think they're just going to sort of figure out how to coexist. You know, how to be together for a while, and how to work out the everyday problems of a relationship and sort of working with your boss.
I gotcha. Ellen Pompeo, of course, you know her from Grey's Anatomy on 97 BHT. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in, and continued success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time as well. Thanks for having me, and thanks to